What's up, guys? My name is Pete, and I'd like to welcome you to another edition of Phipps Tips. In today's episode, we're going to take a look at the market. We're going to take a look at today's top performers, its biggest gainers, and its biggest losers. We're going to take a look at an article that I found today while at my 9 to 5 concerning the SEC and what could be in store for utility and securities tokens. We'll see. And then we're going to wrap it all up with a little bit of technical analysis on Bitcoin and a few banker coins. All that and more coming up. We're looking at CoinMarketCap.com. And guys, the market cap is looking at $459 billion with a 24-hour trading volume of $26.6 billion. And Bitcoin dominance checking in at 36.1%. Of our top 5 cryptos, Bitcoin up nearly just 1%, Ethereum up 2.5%, Ripple up 3.11%, Bitcoin Cash up only 2.37%, and EOS down nearly 1%. So a little bit of sideways movement here. Guys, nothing too crazy going on. We'll check out what's going on against Bitcoin, see who's doing what. D-Notes up 340.24%. What's going on there? I'm going to have to look into that later. Polymath having a great day against Bitcoin, up 21.65%. Pundi X, another recent superstar, doing well today against Bitcoin, up 20.72%. 0x up 16.1%. And Matrix AI Network up 14.81% against Bitcoin. Looking at our top gainers and losers today, guys, we have Home Blockcoin taking the #1 gainer spot at 92.95%. Home Blockcoin is actually on the biggest losers list, the top 5 biggest losers list these last couple of days. So it's good to see this thing actually doing something. Only with $218,000 trading volume, though. I'm not really sure, this is a token or coin that I have not looked into yet. I don't know what the plan is with it. PureGuess up 46.5%, Halal Chain up 42%, Veros up nearly 41%, and IP Chain up 40.13%. Of the biggest losers today, guys, we have Blitzcash down 65.68%. Lightning Bitcoin Futures down 49.75%. Bitcoin Dark down 47.13%. ATB Coin down 38.82%. And Ganja Coin down 33.85%. So, those are your biggest losers for the day. I'm hoping that everybody has avoided that kind of, train wreck of loss. That's serious red right there, guys. We're going to move on to our news segment. The SEC showing a little bit of love towards crypto. Coming up. For our news article of the day, guys, the SEC offers new hope for utility tokens and congressional testimony. Now, I wanted to choose this. I chose this article today, guys, because, regulations looming large over the cryptocurrency space right now, and I think, once that's more clearly defined what sort of regulation is going to be set up and how the rules will be enforced, I think that's really when crypto is going to, start showing real promise and real gain. And as, more and more and more people see it as, a legitimate thing now instead of, everybody being scared from all the FUD that's going around currently. And not currently, but, just over the past first quarter, generally speaking, we had Facebook bans, Twitter bans, Google bans. It was crazy. So it's good to see here that the, SEC is trying to step up and, really take a gentle approach to regulation. And a top official at the Securities Exchange Commission offered fresh hope at a House Financial Services Committee hearing last week that the agency hasn't completely written off the idea of a utility token as just another form of security, couched in a clever wording. In response to pointed questions by Representative Tom Emmer, Republican from Minnesota, about whether or not it's possible in the SEC's eyes to have token issuance that doesn't constitute a securities offering, William Hinman, director of the agency's Division of Corporation Finance, responded in the affirmative and laid out the requisite criteria. We certainly can imagine a token where the holder is buying it for its utility and not as an investment, and in those cases, especially if it's a decentralized network in which it's used and there's no central actor who have information asymmetries or where they would know more than token investors. However, Hinman noted that just because it's hypothetically possible to hold a non-security token sale doesn't mean it's by any stretch an easy thing to do. It's quite hard to have an initial sale without having a securities offering, which is why the chairman, Jay Clayton, has noted that the initial sale of these may require compliance or exemption, he said. In addition, the questions of it, when and how tokens that originate as securities as a means of financing an application or protocol to be launched at a future date can eventually shapeshift into utility tokens was given slightly more clarity. Hinman explained, "It is certainly possible that there are tokens that would not have the hallmarks of a security, and over time, many of these fundraisers are intended to develop networks where a token may be intended to buy goods or services, and that's its only use. It doesn't have much utility in other senses." The industry reception? While the hearing itself wasn't highly publicized, legal observers from the blockchain world took notice and found Hinman's remarks to be pleasantly surprising. This was the most significant and fulsome commentary by the SEC on tokens to date, Aaron Wright, director of the Cardozo blockchain project, commented on Twitter. Peter van Valkenburg, research director at Coin Center, argued that Hinman's comments fell in line with his arguments that a decentralized token such as Ethereum may not always be a security, even if it fit the test of a security when it was initially launched. It's awesome to hear the SEC Director of Corporation Finance testify that they are looking at these issues with similar perspective, he wrote in a blog. Emmer, who is quickly becoming a crowd favorite among the blockchain community because of his vocal support for the defense of the industry, didn't mince words when it came to confronting ignorance among the congressional ranks on the subject of cryptocurrencies. They maintain that everyone who is participating in a new and unknown area is either bad or dishonest, and therefore the elected official must rush in and help. I find this a lot when we talk about initial coin offerings or blockchain technology. There's a lot of ignorance about how special this area is, and he's absolutely true, guys. It's human nature to, want to defend yourself against something that you don't understand, and that's how it was. And that's how with everything, really. Cell phones, for the longest time, people, we'll never be able to, have our phone and just carry it with us. It'll always be these rotary things. We have to spin the number, spin the dial. And now look, we carry them wherever we go. It's one of our most important possessions. So, go figure. The gesture seemed to be aimed at Representative Brad Sherman, Democrat from California, who earlier in the panel insisted that initial coin offerings should be banned outright and argued that Bitcoin should be deemed a security because it is an investment. What do you think, guys? Do you think Bitcoin is a security? Do you think it'll ever be used for anything other than just a store of value? Starbucks for a long time would accept your Bitcoin, and there's novelty places that accept Bitcoin, but will it ever catch on mainstream and become the currency? That's the question that, everybody wants the answer to. And if it's not Bitcoin, what coin is it? There will be a number one cryptocurrency, guys, that, in my opinion, replaces paper money. But which one that is, that's like the $1,000,000 question. If you can answer that question now and be in when it happens, you know, only good things come. Only good things come, guys. Here we are, guys, on the Bitcoin versus US dollar day scale using the Bitfinex exchange information. And we still have a lot of our drawing tools and indicators up from yesterday. We're going to zoom in here a little bit, get a better picture of what's going on. There we go, nice and close. And as you can see from this earlier candle today, this candle actually posted at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and it is a red doji, which is not a good thing, guys. This generally represents a pattern reversal. So I mean, currently we're sitting at a green candle, but that could change over the course of, you know, the evening on into the wee hours of the morning when the Asian markets enter trading. So just something to keep an eye on. So far, everything seems okay. You know, we're still on our channel, still heading up. You know, not much has changed here, guys. I did extend the area of resistance, guys, because really this whole thing is nothing but chop. Like, there's wicks all over here, just all sorts of price action all through here. So I gave it increase the area of resistance there. But I did want to note one thing here, is that we are currently, it looks like we're doing a double top. And what that means is we hit a high here on this run up, and now we're testing that same high again, and we can't seem to manage to punch through it. If not, guys, we could expect like a sell and like a push down, and maybe trending back down into like the low 9s again, maybe high 8,000. I'm not real sure. We'll just have to wait and see. So far, you know, it's kind of a weak volume. You know, nothing really going on too drastic there. Yeah, it's just something that we're gonna have to wait and watch, guys. Here we are, guys, on the XRP versus USD day scale using the Bitfinex exchange information. And for those of you who have never read a single tweet on Twitter about Ripple, or have never watched a single video of the millions and millions of videos that are on YouTube about Ripple, let me tell you a little bit about it. Ripple is a bank coin. They want to be used as like a payment coin for cross-border payments, like from, say, the US to Cambodia, or from Canada to Korea, just to, you know, as examples. And you know, they want to be the ones to do that. This company, Ripple, is in all sorts of partnerships. Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO, I think he's the CEO or COO of the company. He's constantly making moves, you know, making partnerships. I mean, this coin's going to do something, because, you know, this guy is just 100% behind it. But getting into the technical aspect of it, we can see that from like the January crash or dip, whatever you want to call it, it was just a downtrend of epic proportions. And then we cooled off and started just doing some sideways action, and then eventually, finally, guys, during the alt run, boom, we've had a rush. Currently, like these last couple of days here, we've been running sideways, doing a little bit of consolidation, waiting to see what Bitcoin's going to do. Because I will say this, guys, and I want to try to say it in every video from here on out, Bitcoin is the ocean to all these altcoin ships, basically. If Bitcoin goes down, you can expect altcoins to do the same. If Bitcoin's on a rise, you can expect the altcoins again to do the same. It's generally never at the same time. Bitcoin will do its thing and then the altcoins will follow. But as we can see here, guys, like, we're running sideways. I expect this is just a pattern that at any time can just boom, up we go. But like I said, we got to follow Bitcoin. And moving on to our next crypto, it's XLM versus the USD on the 1-day scale when we're using the Binance exchange information. And XLM, guys, the company behind it is named Stellar, and it too is another bank coin. It's essentially just the competition to XRP and Ripple. They have nearly the identical, goals for the company. I mean, their blockchains are essentially, well, I shouldn't say essentially the same, but they are very similar in idea and scope. And as you can see here too, guys, we had the big run up in January, and mid-January the dip, and down Stellar went. We had a little bit of, trying to push back up, but, the bears just clobbered this market and sent it all the way down into the, like, what is that, like 10 Satoshi range, something insane. And then now that we've seen the alt run, again, just like we'll see this with every coin basically, guys, other than Bitcoin, the alt runs, we'll just see this nice parabolic curve going up. And as you can see, these last couple of days, we've just had some indecision, a little bit of back and forth consolidation. These candles are closing red, so that is an indication that it may be a reversal, and you may dip back down. You just have to wait and see on this. My indication is, kind of looks like we've got reversal candles just sprouting every day, so I would expect this to just decline. And I hate to end videos on bad news like that, guys. That really sucks. If you're in the Stellar, maybe it'll turn around and, it'll just boom to the moon. Let's hope. Let's hope. But we're going to end it there, guys. Thanks very much for watching. If you're still with me after all this time, hit that subscribe button. If you feel like you learned anything or you were entertained, hit the like button. Let's get this party started. And as always, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.